What's up, guys? My name is Cody Brockway, and you're back with another episode of CB's Fun with Vinyl. Now, I had planned on making this follow-up video to my last video within the last month, but unfortunately that month was a very crazy month. I got COVID. I had COVID for like 2 weeks. I actually started filming the first part of this video when I had COVID, but I was just feeling too crappy to even finish it or put it up, and it just, my voice was all plugged up and my sinus was all screwed up. So, but I'm back and 100% healthy now. I had a birthday too over the last month. I'm 24 now. Yay, happy birthday. Yeah. So the video prior to this, if you're wondering, was discussing 90s albums that I own in my collection. So now we're going to discuss 2000s albums that I own in my collection. Then in the next part after this, we're going to discuss 2010s and so far what we've got in the 20s. That I own. So without further ado, let's start off with A. So this goes back to the year 2000. This is Stiff Upper Lip by AC/DC. I listened to this a lot growing up. I still love this album. It probably sort of gave me a shoe in the door with hard rock and heavy metal as like a 3-year-old kid listening to this. I was only born in '98. So yeah, I love this album. Every song's a banger on it. It's really good. Okay. What do we got next? Oh, that's other. Okay. Okay. So this goes back to 2007. I was in grade 3 when this came out. I've always been a big fan of hers, as you'll see who it is in a minute. My taste is very eclectic. This album is more like a pop rock album. I love it nonetheless. This is Avril Lavigne's The Best Damn Thing. So many great memories with this album. And there's a lot of great songs on this. When You're Gone, Girlfriend, Hot, Innocence. Innocence is one of my favorite songs, possibly written by anyone ever. I love Avril Lavigne and I love this album. So yeah, Best Damn Thing. Okay. We're really bringing out my 2000s pop side here. Don't worry, there is lots of rock and metal in this pile, if that's what you're here for, but Britney Spears, greatest hits, my prerogative. Yeah, you know, if you were a kid growing up in the 2000s, you know all these songs. It's great pop music, it's a lot of fun, a lot of great memories listening to her stuff. It's, you know, I'm a fan, I like her early stuff, and yeah, love Britney. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to the progressive metal side. This is a band that I've been, over this past year or so, I've just been listening to them like freaking crazy. This is Dream Theater's Octavarium album. And actually, like, if I had it on vinyl, I probably would have chose Train of Thought or maybe Systematic Chaos, but this sits happily between them. Like, of the 3 albums, like, this is, it goes from Train of Thought, Octavarium, Systematic Chaos, in that order. They were released that way. And I love all 3 albums very much. This album's a masterpiece. Pretty cool. Every song on it's great. The Root of All Evil, Panic Attack, and of course the big 24-minute track, Octavarium, with all the classic prog rock mentions in the lyrics. Mike Portnoy is my hero, one of my heroes anyway, and this whole band is just firing on all cylinders on this album, so check it out if you haven't heard it. Okay, 2002, Eminem Show. As you've seen, I like some 2000s pop, I like 2000s hip hop, rock, metal, of all sorts, and this, you know, I've always loved Eminem. I've been a fan for a long time. I got on the Eminem train around 2009 when he put out Relapse, so I could have put that in here, but this is a really great album too, the Eminem Show. White America, Without Me, Sing for the Moment, Superman, Till I Collapse. Till I Collapse hits so hard, it just slaps, for lack of a better term. Yeah, this is a classic. Good stuff. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Tryin'. Another great hip-hop album from the 2000s. This one came out in 2003. He was signed to Dr. Dre's and Eminem's label. Lots of great songs on this too. Many Men Wish Death, Patiently Waiting, featuring Eminem, of course. In the Club, Pimp, 21 Questions. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I love it. Good rap music. Okay, we're going to 2004. So there was a period of time where when I was really young and this album came out, I had a CD player, karaoke machine thing, and this CD had like a residency in there. It was in there a lot. The Green Day American Idiot album. This is really good. This is sort of like a rock opera / concept album. Most of you might know this. American Idiot, Jesus of Suburbia, Holiday, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. The whole thing's great. Really good rock and roll, punk rock, pop punk, whatever you want to call it. I could elaborate on these albums a lot more than I may be doing, but I love all of them very much, and I hope that these videos that I'm doing persuade you to go listen to all of these if you haven't heard them. Okay, so the next one is a live album. So, like, maybe I shouldn't be picking live albums. So, if I'm not going to pick a live album, it's going to be Brave New World by Iron Maiden. But the one I chose was from the tour for Brave New World. It was Rock in Rio. Now, this is such an insane live show. It's one of their absolute best live albums as far as I'm concerned. So they do a whole bunch of songs from the newest release, which was this amazing album, Brave New World. They open it with The Wicker Man and Ghost of the Navigator and Brave New World and Dream of Mirrors. Wait, no, sorry, that's on side 4. Wicker Man, Ghost of the Navigator, and Brave New World. 3 tracks right from the new album. Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith had just rejoined the band. And yeah, what can I say? I mean, they just rejoined the band, and so after sort of a lull period with a different lineup in the 90s, the classic band, the classic era of the band reformed and did this album and this amazing show. And they've been together for 22 years since, whatever it's been. I love this album very much. It's very energetic, and they're playing so good on it. Next up, we got Korn, Take a Look in the Mirror. This came out around 2003, and this is possibly Korn's heaviest album. Like, maybe this and the first one are the 2 heaviest Korn records ever recorded, ever. There's a lot of anger on both records. But this one, we're going to talk about this one. Right now, one of the angriest Korn songs ever, right now. I freaking love it. Break Some Off, Counting on Me, Here It Comes Again, Did My Time. And then they've even got, so they're one of the bands that endorse the whole rock rap movement, and it's great. They have Nas on a song called Play Me. Let's Do This Now, Y'all Want to Single. This whole album is really good. I love it. What do we got next? Oh yes, 2005. This is the 10th anniversary edition of My Chemical Romance Black Parade. Another masterpiece album from the 2000s. The End, This Is How I Disappear, Dead, Sharpest Lives, Welcome to the Parade. Welcome to the Black Parade, Teenagers, Disenchanted, I Don't Love You. I'm not reading the songs in order, I love this album a lot. Really good, and it's actually produced by Rob Cavallo, who also produced American Idiot, so pretty cool. It's got the bonus Living with Ghosts stuff too, live material, live demos and things, rough mixes, etc., etc. But yeah, great album, Black Parade. A lot of fun. What are we on now? Okay, Megadeth, the band that is on my shirt right now. The World Needs a Hero. So they had just lost Marty Friedman and Nick Menza out of the lineup on this. But it worked out because, you know, as much as I love those guys, this album's really good too. And they got Jimmy DeGrasso on drums and Al Pitrelli alongside Dave Mustaine, of course, on guitar. It's hard to keep up with some of the lineup changes for Megadeth. But the album's great anyway. Moto Psycho, 1,000 Times Goodbye, When, Dread and the Fugitive Mind. Yeah, this album's really good. Check it out. Love Megadeth. Can't wait for their new album too. Comes out in September. The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead is what that's called. Next up. Oh, okay. Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax, you know, the big four. What do we have next is Metallica. Metallica, Death Magnetic. Some people complain about the production on this album, but I think it's a really great album anyway. The music on it is just totally killer. That Was Just Your Life, Broken Beat and Scarred, All Nightmare Long, The Judas Kiss, My Apocalypse. Oh my gosh, like this album is so awesome. It is so good. This came out in 2008, and this is really like Metallica back at their like full throttle progressive metal sort of thrash thing that they do so well. And yeah, Death Magnetic. I love this album. If you haven't given us a chance, just like all these albums, if you haven't given them a shot, go listen to them. Okay, Nickelback, Silver Side Up. Another band that I love, and of course, you know, some people may have opposing opinions, but I don't really care. This came out in 2001, and I was just a kid when this came out, but me and my mom used to listen to this all the time. And like this is also probably where I would have got my start with hard rock / borderline metal. Never Again, you know, that song talks about violence in the home. You know, the dad has a drinking problem and he tries to murder his wife in front of the kid, that sort of thing. Then How You Remind Me, great, everybody knows that song, great classic tune. Woke Up This Morning, Hollywood, Just For, Good Times Gone. Good Times Gone's got Buddy from Big Wreck playing the acoustic guitar on it, the slide stuff, pretty cool. I've always loved this album, and I love a lot of their albums actually, and I have one finger for the people who want to leave bad comments for them. I love Nickelback, always have, and always will. Next we got, we're gonna skip over to P now, and we've got Porcupine Trees, Dead Wing. Now, for this, I could have pulled out In Absentia and this album, but I'm just going for this one. Gavin Harrison's drumming on this is amazing. I love Steven Wilson's riffs and his songwriting. The song Shallow, awesome. Lazarus, Halo, probably my favorite Porcupine Tree song is maybe Shallow or Halo. But Arriving Somewhere But Not Here, Open Car, Start of Something Beautiful. This album is, I could go and say that this album is a masterpiece because it's just, it's great from top to bottom. The whole record is just great. This is progressive metal at its most dynamic, and it's very, very nice listen. And you don't even have to be into progressive metal to enjoy this. But if you are, then you are. Great stuff. Lots of fun. I love it. Pantera. Now you might say, well, they've had their heyday in the 90s. Well, this is their last album and it came out in 2000. So, I love Pantera. This is Reinventing the Steel. This is the color to dish. This is the colored dish that just came out pretty recently, within the last year or two. This is their last album, if I didn't say that already. Unfortunately, the band would break up and Dimebag Darrell would get, you know, unfortunately murdered a few years later. But that aside, this album's really good. Death Rattle, Yesterday Don't Mean Shit, Revolution Is My Name. That's one of my faves. This album's really great. Check it out. Heavy. This is Pantera at doing some of their heaviest music, what they do very well, and the whole band is playing so great. Love it. reinventing the steel. We're almost done. We're at P now. We've got A Perfect Circle. This is Maynard James Keenan and Billy Howardell and other people, of course, but this album is their best album in my humble opinion. So Weak and Powerless, Blue, The Outsider, The Nurse Who Loved Me. I know that's a cover, but still it's great. Pet. This whole album is really great. This is sort of like a hard rock, alternate rock / metal album. This is from 2003. It's a really great album. It's a really great listen. So if you like Maynard James Keenan with Tool, check him out with The Perfect Circle if you haven't already. This album's great top to bottom. Lots of fun. The next up we've got S, System of a Down. This is the Toxicity record. Now, I could have chose Hypnotize and Mesmerize for this as well because I love those also, but this one is this one. This is Toxicity. This is, I'd venture to say that this band more often than not dipped their toes into the progressive metal scene. They don't really sound like anyone else. Like, you could say that about pretty much all of the stuff that I've pulled out here, but System of a Down, you hear what they do, like even down to their freaking guitar tone. You hear what they do and they go, oh yeah. Yep, System of a Down, System. A lot of you watching this video probably know and appreciate this album, but I'm gonna tell you about it anyway. A Prison Song, Needles, Deer Dance, Chop Suey, Toxicity, Aerials. This album is a 2000s masterpiece. It's wonderful. Great heavy metal, and it's so they are so off the wall. Like, you just, if you never heard it before, you really don't know what you're going to expect. And it's just like they still manage to pack the surprise every time you listen to them. They're great. I love System of a Down, and I've been waiting like 17 years for a new album. So if y'all guys hear this and you're in System of a Down, please get back together and put out an album. But anyway, okay, one of 2001's darkest moments. That's right, Iowa by Slipknot. Wow, this album is just, again, the band is just at their craziest here. I don't think they've ever been as angry since, which is probably a good thing for them, but this album is awesome. People Equal Shit, Disaster Piece, the Heretic Anthem. Like, when I need to get like pumped up for something, or like if someone's just pissing you off and you're just having a bad day, you put on Heretic Anthem. If you 555, I'm psych, you know. So Heretic Anthem. Lots of great songs on this. Left Behind, I Am Hated, Skin Ticket. This is a great album. And then last but not least, we have one more album in our pile, which is a masterpiece as well, also from the same... oh, sorry, someone just ran in to use my bathroom here. That's okay. From the same year as Iowa, 2001, we have Tool, Lateralis. Now this is the double picture disc edition. This album has changed my life. I saw Tool in concert about 3 years ago doing the Fear Inoculum Fear Inoculum album, and it was just awesome. They played some stuff from this too, of course, but this album doesn't even have a track listing on it, but it's amazing. It's got Schism, it's got The Grudge, it's got The Patient, Reflection, Disposition, Triad, Ticks and Leeches, the song Lateralis, of course. And Danny Carey's a god, you know, I just love him very much. And so there's more of your progressive metal for you right there. So that brings us to the close of this video. So in this video we discussed all of my records that I own from the 2000s. There's somebody dancing behind the camera, and as soon as I go to turn the phone to face them, they move out of frame. So, yes, this is Tool Lateralis. And that brings us to the close of our video. I'll see you for the next video to do the 2010s and 20s so far. Thanks for watching. Rock on.